injection dupe. Just kidding. Hey guys, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Farah. Today I will be filming my everyday makeup routine. So let's get on to it. So my first step is primer. So honestly, I've recently started using primer. I know I'm really late to the game. It's just that I never really felt the need to use primer. And when I started wanting to use primer, honestly, I couldn't find a primer that I liked. I tried so many, none of them I really liked. They were so sticky and I didn't really like how my skin felt until I found one that I really liked. The one that I liked was the SMASHBOX Photo Finish Primerizer. So honestly, I think this is my go-to primer from now on. I went to Sephora, I couldn't find any, so I ended up buying another one. I'm just gonna be using Tatcha's the Liquid Silk Conva Primer, and hopefully it does the trick. I mean, I've tried it before, but I like it, but not as much as the one from SMASHBOX. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it all over my face. So now that that's done, I like to keep my lips moisturized during my makeup and just like prep them. So I just use the Laneige lip mask, super soft. I always start by my eyebrows. The brush that I use is the Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12. And I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the color Ebony. I'm just gonna brush up my eyebrows. The technique that I use that I just literally fill in where I see spots. Not too much at the front, just more towards the back. And I kind of do stripes, like lines, little hairlines along my eyebrows. So, well, I know you guys can tell, but my eyebrows are not equal. I try to like, you know, fill them in. I try to like, you know, correct that. So, but it's never 100% corrected. I go to the other eyebrow and I do the same thing. Again, not too much in the front, just to keep it. I don't go too much in the front, just to still have it natural, sort of. I kind of like the natural look of my eyebrows. See, this side is a little bit darker, so I'm just gonna go ahead and this side again. So I just keep going until I achieve the look that I like. Okay, perfect. I think we're good here. I also like to clean my eyebrows. So I'm just gonna use a very thin brush from Morphe. It's the M705. This is the brush that I use. I like to use the, so I only have the mini size because at the time I bought it, there wasn't the big size available. So I like to use the color Butterscotch from the Born This Way concealer. Honestly, this is my OG concealer. I love this concealer, but I had to switch to another concealer because for a while it wasn't available. Then it became available, but then I already had switched, but whatever. So I'm just gonna go and outline on the bottom. And again, not too much at the front. I kind of start like mid eyebrows and then I go to the end. Same thing here. So the reason why I say that I don't go all the way, it's easy to accumulate and to have too much product to clean the eyebrow. So I'd rather have not too much and then be able to clean it. To clean it, I will go with the e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. It's just a thin brush that I use just to blend it out and set it the way that I want. So I'm just gonna go over everything I just did. And you see how I didn't go up, I didn't put any product up front, but the remainder of the product that's on my brush, I will go and pass by there. It's only the remainder. So, perfect. Now that that's done, I will go ahead with the foundation. My favorite foundation at the moment is the Makeup by Mario. Honestly, a definite must have. Like, you have to have this foundation. The color that I have is the 20N. It's the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation, the best. So, I just go in with one pump. Then the makeup brush that I use, so I'm just gonna go in with this makeup brush from Real Technique. It's the number 200. I'm just gonna go and apply my foundation. I like to like scatter it around a bit everywhere and then go over it and place my product the way that I want it to be. Make sure I get all the corners. Okay, so I kind of feel like I need a bit more foundation. I try to only use one pump and sometimes I just need a bit more. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a bit more. Just to get like, just to cover everything. I like to brush out kind of in my hair a bit. Yeah, so as I was saying, I really like to brush out a bit, like on my hairline, just so everything, like there's no harsh lines, just to make everything smooth and the same color. We'll go over my eyelid. So I know I'm done with my foundation when everything is the same color, everything is smooth, and there's no like harsh line anywhere. It literally needs to look like your skin. The key to a smooth and soft glam is to really blend and place your makeup and just keep blending until it's uniform everywhere. And you're gonna do this with every step of your makeup. So I feel like everything is smooth and everything is uniform, so that's when I know that I'm done with my foundation. I actually like to keep my foundation brush right next to me because you'll see why. We're gonna go ahead with the concealer. So I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch Concealer, the color 17 and the color 14. So I use two concealers just to get like the brightening effect. And I don't put too much, so I'm just gonna go ahead in my inner corner here, then outer corner line here, same thing on the other side, then corner of my nose, oops, here as well, on your chin. And this is it for this color. We're gonna go ahead and start blending it with this Real Technique brush. The Real Technique brush number is 421. We're gonna go ahead and start blending in. Like, you want to make sure that you blend the product everywhere, basically around the places that you put concealer. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but what I mean by that is, for example, you see, I put it in my inner corner, right? But I want to make sure that I get it, you know, I like to set my product until there's no harsh lines. So I'm just going to go a bit up right here, make sure I have a lot on my under eye. I'm just going to go up a bit here. The edges, they need to be smoothed out. So this is what I'm doing. The edge of your product. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but I guess I'm showing it to you guys. So again, here, inner corner, gonna go down. Make sure that there's no harsh lines. So keep blending. Inner corner here, just gonna go up a bit. With this brush, I like to dab just to place my product. See, I go all the way up here, not because I want concealer there, but because I just don't want no harsh lines. I want it to blend into my skin and with my other products. And then what I will do is I will be using a beauty blender to complete it. This is the beauty blender that I use. It's from Amazon. It comes like in a pack. It's called Pow Pow, I believe. I'll list everything down below, and they're the Blessed Beauty Blender. So I'm just gonna go in on the places that I put my concealer. I'm just gonna go over everything just to lock it in, kind of. I keep on dabbing, and I just wanna lock in all the products that I've put. And again, I like when everything is the same thing. I really like a uniform skin, so this is what we're gonna do. I know that I'm finished with my first round of concealer because there's no harsh lines anywhere. And this is when I know I'm finished. Like, it's so nice blended. Wow, love it. I'm gonna go in with the shade 14, so the lighter shade. I'm just gonna go in the same way. Inner corner here, inner corner, outer corner, out of corners. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start doing the line for my nose. I could have done this a bit smaller, but it's okay. There's no problem. I mean, I could have done it a bit thinner, but it's okay. I'm just gonna go here, here. I put a bit less product with the lighter concealer than here. And we're gonna go and repeat the same exact step. I also, what I like to do for my forehead, I like to put the excess product of the concealer. I don't really put concealer on my forehead. I just like to dab in a bit the excess of the product. Then we're gonna do the same thing. And we're gonna do the same thing here as well. I swear, the key to like a flawless, soft glam is to blend and make sure there's no harsh edges. This is literally the key. I'm not blending my nose yet. I'm just blending my concealer in my under eye. So for the second round of concealer, because the concealer is a bit light, it might seem like there's a bit of lines. The blending is not like fully erasing the harsh lines because it's a bit lighter, which is perfectly fine. That's the way that it's supposed to be. So as long as you know there's no excess concealer product, you placed your product everywhere, we're done for the second round of concealer. We're just gonna go again with the same beauty blender and just dab everywhere. And that's just gonna help with the blending with the rest of the products. And just so you guys know, I'm really doing this with brand new wash brushes because once your brushes are dirty, like your makeup will not be as flawless. That is a fact that I live by. Anyways, this one time I was getting ready and I knew that I needed to wash my brushes, but I was so lazy to do it. And I swear to God, like in the front of my mirror and in the front of the lights, I looked so good until I saw my sister and she literally screamed when she saw me. I literally looked like a clown, but I did everything that I normally do. My usual routine, but my makeup brushes were dirty, so that's what happened. Perfect. We're gonna go in with the contour. So the one that I use is the Contour one from Charlotte Tilbury. The color that I use is the medium deep color, and we're gonna go along the jawline. And on top here. Perfect. This packaging, I swear to God that they could do really better with their packaging. I'm gonna go and use a brush from Sonia Kashuk. I think it doesn't say the number, but I think it's a contour brush. This is the way that it looks. So it's kind of angled and thick. I'm just gonna go and dab again. And I like to dab up. Ooh, I forgot a step. I just remembered that I forgot a step, but it's okay. So I like to dab up. You know, you want to give your face a little lift. And here I like to blend it in my hairline. Whenever you don't really see the product and you've seen that the product is almost like you know, gone, that's perfect. What I'm gonna go do is actually before that, so I'm just mixing 2 steps because I forgot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go back to the step that I should have done before this. What I use is a very light concealer. I just like to use it at time because I feel like when I need like a brighter under eye, this helps a lot. What I should have done before my contour is use a lighter shade of concealer. I used the Maybelline New York concealer in the color 30, and I'm just gonna put a really small amount. In the inner corner, and I'm just gonna let it dry. I like to let it dry so the product accumulates and it gives you, so you could see the color and so it could help brighten the concealer and your under eye. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and dab and start the nose. When you see that the product is all set, then I'm just gonna put concealer here as well. Okay, perfect. Oops. Just gonna let it dry a bit. Normally I would be doing my contour while this is drying, but because I skipped a step, I'm just gonna wait a bit until it dries. I think we're good. So I'm just gonna go ahead, and this time I'm just gonna go ahead with the beauty blender and not with the brush first. So just with the beauty blender and dab a bit. And not go everywhere like I used to do it with the previous 2 concealer, just the inner corner of your eye and around, like this. I'm just gonna do the same thing. So my eye are instantly brighter and I love it. And this step, honestly, it could be repeated twice. Like if you want even brighter under eye, which is perfectly fine as well, it depends what look that you're going for, you could do it twice. I think for today, we're gonna be good. And I'm gonna go ahead, same thing here. So if you're wondering why I put the other concealer on my nose first, it's because the other concealer is closer to my skin color, right? But I still want kind of like, it's closer to my skin color, but it doesn't give the brightness that I need for like a nice snatch nose. So that's why I go in with that one first. So it kind of like, you know, blends in with my skin. And then I go in with the lighter shade so it doesn't look as light. I know the colors that I'm using seems crazy, but I swear guys, it works out. And what I like to do is I like to use the bottom of my beauty blender and just blend everything. So blend everything means the contour that I just did. Blend it, just dab it so it could like be seamless and blend with everything else. Over, under. We're getting somewhere. I look really cute. I think this is good. Then we're gonna go in with the liquid blush. So the fact that why do I know this is good? It's because I see that my face is really uniform. Everything is blending together. There's no harsh lines. Light under eye, like I like it. This is how I know that we're ready for the next step. Then we're gonna go in with the liquid blush. The one that I'm using is the Pillow Talk Dream Pop from Charlotte Tilbury. Love it. Again, not the best packaging, but I love their product. I'm just gonna go in like this. So we're just gonna go in above the contour. Like, don't be afraid to, you know, use the cream blush and put a bit more product than you used to, because once we put cream over it, they kind of disappear. So don't be afraid to use a bit more. So I'm just gonna dab it. Oh, the brush that I'm using is the e.l.f. blush brush. I'm just gonna dab it here. Just dab it literally like this. And we're gonna go with the same thing just everywhere around. So you don't wanna only do where you put it, just everywhere and around. So it looks well blended. And everything is seamless, no harsh line. This is what we're looking for. Just gonna put some blush here. So it's this trick that I learned on TikTok recently. I just put a dot here and a dot here, because this makeup artist was just like, what do you guys think you look like when you have blush here and you have nothing on your forehead? And I kind of thought that was true, so I just put some on my forehead. Not too much. Blend it again within my hairline. Same thing here. And I blot and I dab. This is perfect. So what I feel like right now, I feel like I need a bit more concealer. I'm just gonna add a bit more. To achieve the under eye look, and just to put it a bit over the blush, because I went a bit too much on my concealer with the blush. I just added some more, but it's okay. As long as I haven't added powder before, we're good. So, makeup trick that everybody must know. A rookie mistake would have been to set and then add concealer, and that's honestly a rookie mistake, because yeah, a mistake sometimes that I make and I try to fix and it works one time out of like 5 is sometimes when I set and then I realize that it's not bright enough, I would go and add concealer again. But honestly, it works sometimes like it doesn't work. When it doesn't work, it literally patches and I cannot get it off, and it's the worst. My makeup is done. Once it starts patching, we're done. So make sure that before you set, all of the liquid that you want, the blush, everything is all in, so you don't have to add it anymore. Because if you add it once you've set, honestly, it's a disaster. And there's like 1% chance that you guys get out of this because I can't. I mean, I know some people can, but for some reason I cannot. So I used to be able to, but whatever. It's okay. I might be losing my touch. I'm just kidding. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and set. I think my face is ready. So I used the Huda Beauty Banana Bread baking powder. These powder puffs that I found on Amazon. Best powder puffs. The trick that I use is the first time that I'm applying the baking powder, I just go in with a very light round. So just to set everything in place. Very, very light. Don't want to apply too much. Just to make sure that everything is in place. The same thing. I really remove the excess. Like I dab it and then I remove the excess. This is where I apply it. I apply it really where my nose starts. Here, the corner of my nose. That's what I meant. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and do a line underneath. This is underneath my contour. I'm just gonna go ahead in here. Everywhere that you've applied concealer, I'm gonna go ahead with a light amount. I'm just gonna take the excess, just gonna go pat a bit here, just the excess, not everything, just the excess. Then you could go and add a bit more now. We're gonna also go ahead and contour my nose. I'm just gonna keep this close and I'm just gonna use my beauty one. The brush that I'm gonna be using is from Real Technique. Real Technique has the best brushes, guys. The one that I'm gonna use is the smudge liner because it's very thin. So I'm just gonna use this just to draw my line. So you don't need to use the exact same brush that I'm using. Sometimes I, use other brushes as well. This one is for a smudge liner, but I use it to draw my line. So as long as it's really, really thin. So I'm just gonna go ahead and outline 2 lines down my nose and around my concealer. But because your concealer is well blended, you might not see the wear, but it's okay as long as they're straight. Go all the way down. I'm just gonna close it and then do 2 lines here. Why do I do it like that? I do not know. I just know that this is what works best for me. I didn't squeeze out any product. I just used the excess on this. And then I'm just gonna go in with a Morphe. This is the shape. It doesn't have any number on it, but I'll try to find something similar for you guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and gently, because since this product is easily blendable, if you're not gentle and if you're not following the line, it could go everywhere. And that's not what you want for your nose. You want something to make your nose look thinner, right? So you wanna go gently along the line. And what I like to do is I even like to go to my inner eyebrow. So just so it continues. This is a trick that I learned from my makeup artist friend. I'm just gonna go in with the tip of my powder puff. Take some setting powder, tip of my powder puff, and I'm just gonna go in on the concealer like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go outside of the contour that I just did and do a line. Guys, my nose will be snatched. This is that. So we're just gonna leave it like this. Done with this. Now, so we're gonna go to my favorite part. That was really sarcastic because I am not a master at doing my eyeshadow. Honestly, I just do anything. And as long as it looks smooth and looks good with my makeup, I'm happy. I'm not a makeup artist, so I just do what's best for me. There's several brushes that I like to use. These 2 are Morphe, but I do not have any of the numbers or the names. And I know that this one is from Real Technique and it's called Essential Crease Brush. I'll tell you guys why I use these brushes and maybe you'll find something that, suits you. So the first one that I like to use is this one. First of all, the palette that I'm using is the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker. Best palette ever, best purchase ever. Honestly, I bought it this summer and I'm using it for everything. I use it for my bronzer, I use it for my eyeliner, for my lid, I use it for everything. So I like to take the darker shade. I like to do it on my crease, so. And this brush, I like it because it's thin, so it's really easy with this brush to do the same shape as my eye. The way that I do it is that so just so you guys understand, I just follow the shape of the corner of my eye. So like this, so up and then down, then here, I just close it like this. So just the shape. Perfect. I'm just gonna do the same thing on the eye. Perfect. I'm just gonna go ahead with this one, like the fluffy one, and just make sure that it well blended. Perfect. Then we're gonna go in with another brush. This is the shading brush from Real Technique. I'm just gonna go out with a third color. So I'll tell you the name. So the first color that I used was the Thick Mint, and the one that I'm using right now is the Caramel Cutie. Caramel Cutie, I'm gonna take some. I'm just gonna go over my eyelid and more like in the middle. Corner front to middle. And dab. Other eye, corner to the front, corner front to middle, and dab. Again, you want to make sure that it's seamless, no harsh lines with the other. Blend. Honestly, the best thing to do is to blend every time you put a product. What I like to do as well is to go ahead with another brush, like the same type of brush that I used first. And I like to go ahead with the lightest shade. Come dab it right here, just a bit, in the middle only, and dab. The one that I use for blending, I'm just gonna use like the second color, which is the Cocoa Naughty, and just blend everything. And we're done here. And this is that. So we're good here. We're gonna go ahead and remove the excess of my baking powder. The brush that I use to do that, it's this thin plush brush. This is how it looks. It's called Setting Brush, and I like to use this because I could easily go where exactly it reaches the corner easily. So just remove the excess powder. Why am I like doing it over and over? It's just to make sure that like there should be remaining product, right? But I just want to make sure that again, there's no harsh lines. That's that. So we're looking very cute right now. I'm super happy. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna darken my eyebrows because I feel like because we've been putting a lot of products, sometimes it gets on my eyebrow and it just removes a bit of what I've just done. So I'm just gonna go over it quickly with the excess product. You gotta add product as well on the brush if you feel the need, but I just feel like I just needed to go over it a bit. So no need to add product. Perfect. Just to make them stand out a bit. I'm gonna use the same palette that I've been using from Fenty Beauty, Sunstalker, and I'm just gonna go ahead with the, guys, so honestly this is the ghetto, okay? So this is a blending brush. It's called the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Blush, but it's broken and I haven't had the chance of getting a new one. So, and honestly, it's the best one. So we're just gonna go ahead and use it like this, the ghetto. Okay, so the color that I'm using is the third one, the Caramel Cutie, and the second one, Cocoa Naughty, and go along here. And just dab again, little dabs. Same thing on the other side, just to add color. And again, forehead, but please blend it into your hairline. We're gonna go ahead with the same brush, the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzer in the color Dark, best bronzer. And again, I'm just gonna go ahead here as well. The under neck is important as well. I could have done it with my contour, but I did it with this, but just okay too. I'm just gonna go ahead with a bit of a wing highliner, just a quick line. Guys, I wish I could tell you how I do my wing liner, but honestly, it's not my forte. Like, this is not my best skill. I just wing it. I just do whatever I feel like is best for me, because I'm really not the best at it, so. And we're good here as well. Just, you know, it does the trick. So, next thing that I'm gonna do, guys, I feel like because I put so much powder, I don't feel like I see my blush enough. What am I gonna do? What if it messes up my makeup? So I'm just using the excess of my blush brush to just add a bit more. Honestly, guys, I'm really playing with fire, because once you've set your face, as I mentioned earlier, you shouldn't be adding liquid product. So I just added it on the brush. I really didn't add a lot, just to avoid for it to be patchy. Okay, and that's it. Woo. This is the 1% time that it actually works. I know I'm very confusing, but honestly, guys, I guess my trick this time was like to not add it directly on my skin and more on the brush blush. But again, I didn't put a lot. I just put it just to accentuate a bit. Perfect. Okay. I like to put mascara on the bottom of my lashes. I also love to put brown eyeliner on my waterline. So, oh yeah, so the brown pencil that I'm using is the by Makeup by Mario Master Pigment Pro pencil in soft brown. So, I like to put it on my waterline. It's kind of like a light brown. Makes my eye pop. Love it. So we're almost done here. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a bit more bronzer, the one from Makeup by Mario. So I think I look super cute. So for the lip combo, so today I think we're gonna go pretty simple. We're gonna go with the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat, the color Intense. And I'm just gonna go and outline my lips. I kind of go over it as well, just to, like, you know, give myself a little bit of more plump. Injection dupe. Just kidding. Perfect. We're gonna go super simple, and with the Fenty Beauty Fussy, my definitely go-to lip gloss. And voila! So guys, this is the finished look. I love my makeup. I'll make sure to list all of the products down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any question, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.